What up, Jeff here with all my Bitcoin Renegades. And today we have a weird little video planned. I was just going to talk about Bitcoin and I was going to talk about AMP. Okay, and we're still going to do that. We're still going to talk about Bitcoin and AMP. But I was thinking, and I just realized I missed out on, I thought it was $500,000, but I did the math and I basically missed out on $200,000. And I'm going to show you why in this video. And we're going to talk about the price of Bitcoin and why I think that we keep going up gradually instead of, parabolically, like moving quickly up. So let's go and let's look at Bitcoin first. That's the first thing I want to do is look at Bitcoin. Yeah, we're in the graph because I was doing my own little research. But look at this. We're at 49,562 and it looks like we hit a little bottom here. So at like 49,100, we might even touch 48 there. No, we didn't. We've stayed above 48. That's pretty cool. We have not, it looks like we have not touched, at least on Coinbase. It looks like 49.82 is the lowest that we went, which is not bad. So, but guys, we aren't going up like we did in the beginning of the first part of the bull cycle. Because if you go back a little ways, like let's say on the year, look at the difference. We would go straight up and then we would have a correction and then a big correction and then straight up again, you see? But what we're doing now is we're going up, we're having a little correction, we're just going up a little bit, having the correction, going up a little bit, having a correction, and then again, we finally broke this barrier. So, but what it should have happened is we should have blasted off all the way up to 54. We should have had one of these giant ups, right? We haven't had that yet. Except at the first part of it, we did right here. Okay, we had the giant up and then retracement here, but this has been a little bit weird up here. I guess that's kind of good, going up partially and then retesting, and then really resetting here before another hiya. But this is playing out really well for the three peaks in the domed house. If you look at that pattern and look at what's happening here, we're definitely looking like we're on the first floor. And if we do break all-time highs with Bitcoin, which it's looking like even a lot of the people in the media and big people are, I've been reading a lot about it, that people are really expecting a new all-time high of Bitcoin to come in, which you can see is at $64,899 on this Coinbase one, and so everything's looking good. If you notice, I only have 0.22 Bitcoin now. That's because money's been real tight with me, and so the money that I've been putting into altcoins has came from my Bitcoin. That's why I don't have 2.24 anymore, or actually I had 0.25 at one point, and some trading with Pup Doge and a couple other things in the giveaways has kind of dwindled my Bitcoin down to what you see here. But that's okay, we're still doing good, and when Bitcoin keeps going up, things are looking promising for all of us, so happy about that. Now I want to go into AMP, and I want to put a little cautionary tale for everybody, because this is what happened to me last night. I went to bed, let's say, is this on the day? Yeah. So I went to bed right here. Remember I was telling you AMP was at 7 cents. So I think I went to bed like somewhere right around here. Yeah, I did. Like 12:25, 12:30 last night. This is right when I went to bed. Actually at 12:25, because it was at exactly 7 cents. I made a video about it. I said AMP is blasting off, and I put a siren on it, right? I told you when there's an alert, I'm putting the siren on there. It means there's an alert trade. It's not financial advice, but it's to let you know when I think something's really in immediate blast off territory. So that's why I added the sirens to that video. Hopefully it helped you guys, because look, we went all the way up to 785. The only problem is that happened at 7:30 this morning, right? 7:20. It actually was all the way up there for about an hour. About an hour, a little less than an hour, and I could have took my profits then, but I didn't wake up until down here at about 12. I guess I slept for 12 hours. Probably a little less, but yeah, it was already coming down, and so I was like, well, now I'm only $80 in profit. I was all the way up to like $175, almost $200 in profit, and I slept through it. So unfortunately, that is a lesson learned. What my cautionary tale is if you know that a coin is pumping before you went to sleep, and this was my bad, I should have set an alarm every couple hours to check on it. I didn't think of doing that. Now, do you want to set your alarm every couple hours for $100 profit? Well, I would, because now it would have been $180 profit. So I'm kind of kicking myself in the butt now. I do see AMP with a bright future and keep, going up from this point here. So hopefully it will go back up. I changed my buy order from 9 cents down to about 7. I don't know if I did it at 7 or 7.58. So I'm not 100% sure. I need to go check on that, because I don't want to do it at 7. I think I did it at 7.40 or 7.50. I didn't want to, be just shy of it. I did have one at 9 cents though when I went to bed, and I was hoping that it would wick up all the way to the 9 cent point, and then we would have had a nice little, $300 profit there, or $250, $300. That would have been nice. But we're still holding. We're nice in the profit now. If you notice, my AMP isn't here. It's actually over on Coinbase Pro. I can't show you that, but I can show you that I sent it over there to Coinbase Pro. I didn't sell it, so it's just sitting over there. I paid $500 for it, remember that? And so now it's like at $587. It was all the way up to $675, so that was a $175 profit in 2 days. So that would have been a nice little nugget. I really would have liked to have taken that, because it was a 2-day profit. It isn't like I was sitting on this for a year or months and months, to take only $175 profit. The longer you hold on to it, the harder it is to take smaller profits, guys. I've noticed that, because when I had Tezos, which really sucked, because I bought in at like $2 and it went all the way to $8. Well, I sold it about $3.50 because I got really anxious and I didn't want to sit and wait anymore. And so unfortunately that cost me a lot, because it just skyrocketed later. So that's something that you got to be careful of. Sometimes when you sell a coin, it'll skyrocket, but if you're already in the profit and it's only been a couple days, then take your profit. I really was going to, and then wait for AMP to reset and buy in again. But unfortunately I missed that, and that's a cautionary tale, guys. Sometimes if you're a crypto trader, you got to be awake 24/7. And I almost was going to stay up all night with it, but look, it only went to 7.58. The reason I would have stayed up all night with it is because I thought it might go all the way up to a new all-time high real quick and then back down, because that's what this coin does. It doesn't sit up there for very long. If you look in the past, let's go to the year. Look how fast it went up on the 9 cent and then back down. I mean, that was probably in the matter of minutes, not days. So these are days, but I bet it only sat there for minutes, and then look, went right back down to 7 on that side and 6 on that side. So yeah, that's a real quick wick up and right back down. So that's the issue that we're dealing with AMP. And look at the all-time high. It did stick around for a little bit longer. You can see, look, this one was at 11 one day and 12 the other. So we had 2 days in the high. Look, on the 16th and the 15th. So we had 2 days, and then it was at 7 on the 14th, 15th, it hit 12, and the 16th, it hit 11, and then all the way back down to 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. And then now we're back up here again. And it looks like we're due for another spike up, guys. I think AMP has a good community. Every video I do about AMP, it does really well. And this one, I actually help people make money, hopefully, because I gave you a good signal. I told you AMP had not pumped yet. I told you, boom, it's at 6. This is a low. I got it at 5.80. It still charged me 6 cents because of the spread, but I bought it at a pretty low price. If you buy at 6, it's actually 6.20. But yeah, so I bought it 5.80. It was actually 6. But now I'm sitting, $80 in the profit. It's basically like for every for every 100th it goes up, which is the 7 here. It was a 0, right? So it's gone up 700ths. So basically I'm $70 in the profit. So every 100th it goes up, it's like $10, right? So that's pretty cool way to judge with $500 at least. That's what it seems. Every 100th that it goes up, it's like it's $10. So if you look, because I can't show you on Coinbase Pro, but I had 8,000. Let's look how many I had. 8,762. Well, let's go try to buy that then. 8,762. Buy. And then let's flip this over, 8,762, and see how much that's worth now. Yeah, so 613. So it's $113 in the profit, but that's not true right now. That's the Coinbase price. My price is probably sitting at about $590, which is $23 less. That's what I could sell it for, is about $590, maybe $580. 585. So we're talking about $20-$30 difference in what I pay and then what I can sell it for. But yeah, so it's worth $613. I can get about $580 for it. So we're at $80 in the profit right now. That's a little bit more than a tenth. Maybe it's like 1.10 is like $12 or 1/10 is $11. Yeah, more like that, like something like that. But I did also want to go into show you a couple of my mistakes, guys. And I told you guys about this video when I first started doing this. I told you about this in a video, when I first started doing this. And this is what I lost out on. We're going to do some math, and I'm going to show you one of my biggest regrets. Ooh, request is back up. Cool. Because it was all the way down to 26, and it was at 190. I paid $200 for that yesterday. Sorry, I just saw that real quick. But, so the graph. All right, I want to show you this. This was one of the biggest mistakes that I ever made, and it was $100,000 mistake. Oh my goodness. Look, so come down here, right here. This, 31,276 graph. Look at that purchase right there. Well, this was this from the graphs. So this wasn't the purchase. The one before it was this one. I traded it Bitcoin for this at 29 cents a piece. Oh no, DAI. I traded Bitcoin for DAI, and then I traded DAI coin for the Bitcoin. That's right. But look at this, 8,967, and it was 31,276. Now let's go look at the graph, right? Okay, so what is the all-time high after that? So let's look when I bought it, right? So I bought it at 29 cents. We can agree on that, right? When was this? Let's look at the date. January 11th, 2021. Now think about this. January 11th, 2021. Let's go and look where we are on the chart on that day. Okay, let's go to the year. Okay, January 11th. Let's see, is it after the spike? Well, that's March of 2021. Well, February. Hold on, where are we? When did it spike? February 11th? Wait, you bought January 11th. Wait, where is that? Wait, January 11th? Oh my gosh, you bought right here, right? At 29 cents. Wait, you bought January 11th at 29 cents? Before the big spike? Yeah, and I sold too. I sold for very little. Like maybe a $300 profit. I sold it like 30 cents or something. Or whatever that was. What did it say? What did we sell? I don't even want to look. I don't want to know. Oh, I think I made a $200 profit there. Yeah. 967. No, I only made $150 profit off of that. So 91.18. Yep. So that's what happened. Whoops. And when did I sell it? Oh, I sold it the same day. So 11:03 p.m. And when did I buy it? 6:17. So I only had it for about 5 hours. I sold it 5 hours later for a $200 profit. Not bad, about $200 profit, but I missed out massively. So I did the math. Let's look. 31,276. Okay. Let's do some math. We'll show you this one later. So let's make my head a little smaller here. 31,276 times $2.89. Oh my God, we're looking at $90,000. $90,387. So basically, I am an idiot. No, I didn't know that it was going to do that good. That was all of my money. That was my Bitcoin money. So what happened is I traded my Bitcoin to die because it was during a Bitcoin dip and I was waiting for Bitcoin to go back down and I was getting impatient. So I was like, well, hey, let's put all this money into an altcoin. So I put 100% of all of my money into an altcoin. That's why I was so scared. So, and I made $200. So I was like, in one day, in 5 hours. So I was like, I'm out, man. I made my $200. It probably got lost in the spread anyways. So I probably only made, or 150. I probably made like $50 off of that trade, honestly. So, but I got scared. I could have made at least probably $70,000 profit off of that one, if I would have done it correctly. So why I say that is because I put 10,000 in and it probably would have cost me about 10,000 in taxes and fees and stuff. So yeah, that's the good thing though. I don't have to pay taxes on all that. And it was traded, coin for coin, so there was no no US dollars. So I didn't basically have any capital gains. That's why I do Dogecoin to that kind of stuff when it's this amount, because I don't know the laws. I don't know the tax laws or anything, so I don't want to get in trouble. And if you don't know, I don't know, and so I'm just not going to take any chances. So, yeah, and then let's do one more thing. I wanted to show you. I had 300,000 Dogecoin last year, and they were only worth a third of a penny a piece. So let's show you how much they were worth back then times a third of a penny. Okay, so 0, that's a penny, and then so it would be 3. So I sold it for $900. I had 300,000 Dogecoin that I sold for $900, right, last year. Not a bad price, not a bad deal if you were looking at Dogecoin prices last year, because I probably bought it at 1. So $300 I turned into $900, right? So that looked pretty good to me last year. I was like, cool, I tripled my money. But now, if you think about it, Doge is what, 35 cents? What? Now it would be worth $105,000? $105,000 I sold for $900? Are you kidding me? No. And I knew it, dude. I knew Doge was going to go up. That's why I had collected all of those Dogecoin. I collected them for a long time. A long time. And here, I'm going to even show you if you don't want to believe me. I had tons and tons and tons and tons of Dogecoin. I mean, a lot of it. A lot of it. So let's go in here and hopefully the history will show. Yeah, so I had a lot of Dogecoin. A whole lot. Let's go. We'll start to get to the 30,000s. Okay, here's minus 16,000, plus 4,000, minus 4,000. Plus 12,000 here. Yep, see, I was trading Litecoin for it. Plus 398, plus 22,000, plus 9,000, 25,000, 91, 274. Oh, look at that, 35,000 that I traded for some Bitcoin right there. Shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have done that. What did I trade it for at? Oh, it doesn't even say. But yeah, it was probably a really bad price. However much Bitcoin that is. A couple $100, $500, something. Yeah, nothing. I think it was $1,000. And now 35,000 is worth $10,000. This would have been worth $10,000. That Doge right there. And when was this? When did it told the date too. Oh man, let's go back and look at that mistake. That was a bad mistake right there. Dang. Well, I think we went to the bottom of the list. Whoops. But yeah, I had thousands. I counted it all up. It was 300,000 Dogecoin that I sold. So yeah, it wasn't very fun to look back at this and see how bad I did with Dogecoin and how much I could have done really, 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 really well. So, yeah, I want to see even this one, the 18,000 Dogecoin for 0.1 Ethereum. Come on. Come on, that's a ripoff. That's such a ripoff. Or 26,000 for 9,000 TRX. Oh my gosh, I ripped myself off, guys, because Dogecoin went up so high. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. I lost probably more than $100,000 on Dogecoin because of that. I didn't even think about that. All the other times that I traded Dogecoin for different crypto and how much Dogecoin went up compared to other crypto, because it went from a third of a penny all the way up. It 100x'd. So a third of a penny to 3 pennies would be 10x, and then from 3 pennies to 30 cents is 100x. So it 100x since last year. That's a 100x coin. If you held Dogecoin, you would have 100x your money, and that would have been, I would have had like $100,000, $105,000, and then even more, because I had 35,000 I sold at one time and 18,000 for 0.1 ETH. It doesn't make sense why I did that, but at the time they were good deals. They were good purchases, and I made a lot of money off of those. Like, I made thousands of dollars off of them. So, but I could have made a lot more. That's the only thing. So be careful, guys. And sometimes it's good to hold. Sometimes it's good to sell. Sometimes when you hold, you should have sold, and when you should have sold, you should have hold. So yeah, the crypto market can be kind of tricky that way, but we do the best that we can, and normally we win. As long as you're in the profit, you can't get mad about a lost $100,000 that wasn't yours in the first place. It could have been. It should have been. Next time it will be. That's what I'm saying. So, all right, guys, that being said, you know what time it is. Goodbye and good Bitcoin.